We're going to go back into Matthew chapter 24. I want to talk about the Antichrist. When will Jerusalem go into captivity? That's what a lot of people wants to know. So I'm trying to explain it to you. When will Jerusalem go into captivity? We can go into Matthew chapter 24 or Mark. It will tell you. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 15 say, "When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso read it, let him understand." See, that's when they kill the two witnesses, and then they're going to set up the abomination and make it desolate. They're going to set up an image. See, what you read about in Revelation chapter 13. See, it says, whoso read it, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountain. You see, those that are in Judea will have to flee into the mountain. You know, because it's going to start up the great tribulation. See, when it's killed the two witnesses and they're going to set up that image, you know, they're going to make all out war to destroy all the saints. The Antichrist. Yes, a lot of people can't see that, but when they kill the two witnesses and when they go set up that image, you know, set up that image. What you read about in Revelation, can turn to Revelation, can turn to Revelation chapter 13. But it's all there if you put all the pieces together. Revelation chapter 13. It says this in verse 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast." See, it's that false prophet that gonna kill the two witnesses. Cause the two witnesses to be killed. A lot of times they don't do it themselves, but they got the army, the people to do it. You know, a lot of times like the kings, you know, they don't do it themselves, but they're the one causing it. The two witnesses are going to be killed. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast, like the first beast, like who he was with, you know, because first beast, you know, the third beast had 4 heads. He got out from the third beast and got with the 10 horn. That false prophet. The 10 king. And he exercised all the power of the first beast. The first beast had 4 heads. He was among those 4, but he got out when the 10 horns showed up. So he got with the 10. He exercised all the power of the first beast. And the third beast had 4 heads. Alright, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. See, one of the head was wounded to death. And he do a great wonder, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beasts, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast. See, that's what the people will do. They will make an image, just like Nebuchadnezzar. He set up an image. They may want everybody to bow down. Nebuchadnezzar did the same thing. And said that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That's why he's going to make all out war with the saints. After they kill the two witnesses, then they're going to set up that image, that abomination, that make it desolate, what you read about right here in verse 15, in Revelation 13 and 15. You're going to say you should be killed. Like all the saints, they ain't going to want to worship that image. Just like Daniel and Shadrach and Meshach, they didn't want to worship that image. And they throw into the fiery furnace, but the Lord was with them. The Son of Man. Son of God was with them. See, it's the same thing you'll do at the end time. That false prophet, the Antichrist, will do. False prophet is the Antichrist. He'll do the same thing at the end time. That's when them 10 horns get here during the time them 10 horns. And that false prophet could get out from the third beast and get with the 10 king. But he ain't going to be able to do the two witnesses, nothing before that. Until they finish their testimony. Because you can read about it in chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11. See, in verse 7. 11 says, when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. See, that's when they kill the two witnesses, the daily sacrifice. So they're going to go out killing all the saints after they set up that image. They'll kill the two witnesses, but first they couldn't do the two witnesses until they finished their testimony. Then that beast system killed. And they set up an image. And make all wise. Why it said those that in Judea, see, they set up the abomination, they go to the flee to the mountain. Because they're going to make all out war to kill all the rest of the saints. You can go like in Daniel chapter 7. But one Daniel chapter 7, I'm going to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 21. And say, I beheld, talking about that 10 horn with that false prophet. In verse 20 it said, Daniel 7 and 20 and 21. Daniel 7 and 20. And say, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, talking about the false prophet, the other beast, the little horn, and before whom 3 fell. See, he plucked up those 3 who he was with in the third beast. And before whom 3 fell, even of that horn had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose looks were more stout than his fellow. And verse 21 said, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed. See, prevailed for 3.5 years. See, he'll be victoriously. He'll be killing the saints. But he won't be able to kill all of them. Lord will shorten the days for the elect's sake. See, you can go to in Zechariah 2. Zechariah chapter 14. That's when Jerusalem will go into captivity. That's why I'm showing y'all that. That's when Jerusalem go into captivity, when they kill the 2 witnesses. And they set up that image. They kill the 2 witnesses and set up that image. All right. Zechariah 14, that's when the Lord will gather all nations against Jerusalem. and Jerusalem will go into captivity. Behold, verse 1 said, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem. See, all those nations now coming against Jerusalem. What happened in Gaza, with the Palestinians, Israel, killing a lot of the Palestinians and stuff. About that war would have happened last year in October the 7th. See, but all that's God's doing, and all those nations want to try to take vengeance against Jerusalem, against Israel. That's why you'll get all nations against Jerusalem. That they in Jerusalem, the capital, Palestinian, and they want a capital to be in Jerusalem too. Their capital to be in Jerusalem too. And it's in verse 2 say, I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken. You see. So when they kill the two witnesses, after the city will be taken. You'll set up their image, and then the city will be taken. And I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged. See, the women gonna be raped. See, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. See, and then after after 3.5 years, then God will go forth and fight against those nations that came against Jerusalem. See, you can read about it like in verse 12 on down. Lord will go forward and fight against those nations that came against Jerusalem. That's why the Lord told him to flee to the mountain and be like Lot's wife. You can't look back. Don't want to get your clothes out of your house or anything. They go straight to the mountain. That's when Jerusalem will go into captivity. I tell you right here in Zechariah 14, in verse 2. It's in other places too, but I'm giving you few places. And go to Daniel, and Daniel 11:31 says this too. Daniel 11:31 says, and on shall stand on his part. Talking about the 10 witness, 10 horn, 10 king, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice. See, we're going to kill the two witnesses, and they shall place the abomination that make it desolate. See, so they're going to be killing the saints. See, they couldn't do the two witnesses. They tell you in Revelation chapter 11. Nobody could hurt the two witnesses until they finished their testimony, and that's when they killed the two witnesses. Then they made our water set up the abomination that make it desolate, and then they're going to make all our water kill all the rest of the saints. See? Jerusalem going to go into captivity. And said, all shall stand on this part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that make it desolate. You see, abomination, they're going to set up an image of Nebuchadnezzar, because it's abomination before God. You're worshiping another God. Thou God said in his 10th commandment, thou shalt not set up any graven image. See, our worship or any graven image. But that's what the people will be doing, like Nebuchadnezzar time. Like it was in Nebuchadnezzar time. They're going to do the same thing again. Because people getting weaker and weaker. They'll see all our men and women acting up, being homosexual, abortion, all that stuff. Can't tell these women nothing now. That is wrong. They don't want to hear it. They know it's wrong. But lust of money. You know, talk about this, my body, my work. Do what I want. You know. And then a lot of these leaders be pushing for that. So just for them stay in the office for vote and brainwash these women because they got a weak mind. They can't think for themselves. The only thing they think about is money. You know. And like they're all in the army and everything else. You know, all in sports, everything else. They want to do everything what men do. All about money, lusting for money. The Bible said the love of money is the root of all evil. All right, Daniel 12 and 11 says, from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, an abomination that maketh desolate set up. See, abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. That's 3.5 years. He said, blessed he that waited and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days. You know, after the great tribulation, 45 days more. That's what I wanted to bring to y'all today. So you will know when will Jerusalem go into captivity. See, when they killed the 2 witnesses, you know, and kill the 2 witnesses, and then they'll set up the abomination and make it desolate. Jerusalem gonna go into captivity, and they're gonna make all out war and kill all the saints. This is what I wanted to bring to y'all today, you know, so you can got some more other scripture, but you know, so I was trying to give y'all enough so y'all can understand. You know, it's not time yet, because we just in the first and the second beast. We got to go through the third beast. Third beast may last maybe 10, 20 or 30 years. That's how long God wanted to go, you know. And we will get into the fourth beast, you know, the 10 horn. See? And the little horn will come out of the third beast and get with the 10 king, because they're all those beasts, they overlap each other. But thank y'all, and may God bless y'all and give y'all wisdom and knowledge and understanding of His word.